Hello everyone, this is Vel Grimace here to bring you a review of Marvel Spider-Man. Is this a love letter? Because this is the best love letter Spider-Man fans have received in a long time. Insomniac has done something amazing and created one of the best Spider-Man games to ever come out in years. They crafted one of the best games that is filled with features and full of content, creating a well-crafted game that will provide you hours of entertainment. I know I sure had a blast playing this game. Marvel Spider-Man is one of those games you can tell Insomniac put a lot of time and effort into crafting, because here is a game that knows what it wants to be and delivers that with flying colors. You start off the game in Peter Parker's apartment, and then after a quick scene of eating toast, you put on your suit and you are out into the world ready to experience the best game to come out of 2018. The West Wing is the most important part of any Spider-Man game, and here it is perfected to a T, with fast movements that flows well throughout your traversal throughout the dense and well-crafted city of New York, with a lot of buildings to swing off of that make you feel just like Spider-Man. You swing, you leap, launch, web zip, and corner buildings with great movement that never loses its luster even hours into playing into the game. Insomniac knew what kind of audience they were crafting this game for, and they did an amazing job here. Like any action hero game, the combat is critical, and here combat is perfected. It is flashy, quick, very responsive, and a blast to work with as you take on New York and its many enemies that will test your reflexes. I played on spectacular difficulty, and the enemies provided a great challenge as you went through the many areas like fish hideouts, demon warehouses, and stable outposts. You attack when you can, and dodge each attack that comes your way with web attacks that can take out enemies quickly. You are armed with an assortment of many gadgets like your classic web shooters, web grenades, impact webs, electric webs, trip wires, spider bots, concussion blasts, and suspension matrix that provide a wide range of ways to approach every situation, making the combat an absolute joy to work with. You can take down enemies quickly with finishers that you build up with focus, a status meter that gives you an option to heal quickly, or go for a finisher to take down enemies in one flashy takedown. It's a fantastic combat system that makes you feel like the wall crawling webhead. There are a ton of enemies to try these moves on, like your standard thugs that are littered throughout the city, demons that are these ruthless enemies that will murder and kill people without hesitation. Then there are these Sable agents that have these suits that will disable your webs, forcing you to think outside the box in order to take them down. There is a wealth of enemies here that provide tons of fun to be had. They are well designed with variations between each group, like whip users, sword users, shield users, enemies that will block and counter your attacks, forcing you to pay attention, and jetpack users that are well designed. Nothing ever felt repetitive or lackluster throughout the entire game. It's amazing to see Insomniac provide so much content to enjoy. The world itself is filled with all kinds of side content for you to enjoy, like backpacks to collect that give tidbits of Peter Parker's life and past more context. You have landmarks to take pictures of, and secret photos that are hidden throughout the city. You have research stations that Harry created to help the city and are great for extra XP and moments that show just how smart Spider-Man really is. There are fun puzzles to be had that are quite intuitive and make you think. There's also a plethora of suits to unlock, all with their own unique abilities to give you an edge with enemies. I only use electric punches provided by the electrically insulated suit, which is arguably the best one because it has an area of effect, giving you a breather when you need it and more damage. You also have suit mods that give you buffs and enhancements that give you an edge in combat, with plenty to collect and enjoy using tokens you get playing the game to unlock mods and suits. You also use these tokens to enhance your gadgets and skills that improve your combat, giving you more abilities to add to your aggressive and defensive capabilities. There are many side quests for you to do, giving the city life as you help people with their problems, like Howard, a homeless man who takes care of pigeons, and it never felt like a chore to do. Each side mission is great fun and gives you more to do as you explore the city. There are also Taskmaster challenges that give you an opportunity to test your skills against swinging sessions, bomb disposal parts, stealth challenges, and combat challenges that are quite fun to do. Here in Marvel Spider-Man, You are Peter Parker, a young adult who is challenged with handling life, with rent overdue in expensive New York City, while you also deal with your responsibilities as Spider-Man, stopping crimes and villains, with a new job for Peter Parker as a scientist, working with the incredibly smart Dr. Otto Octavius. Peter Parker and Otto Octavius are working to change the world, creating new limb replacements to help people. You are then thrown into another chapter into Spider-Man's life as he contends with a new villain named Mr. Negative, who threatens the very safety of the city with his ruthless demons that show no mercy. There is also more that happens later on in the game, but I'll leave that experience to you. The story felt like it was pulled straight out of the comics and gives you an insight of how Peter Parker handles his many responsibilities. He struggles with life and is thrown curveball after curveball as he tries to uncover a plot that threatens the city and does his best to save it. The story itself is a well-crafted story. It grips you as you follow Peter Parker throughout, seeing where his life has gone, as he has been Spider-Man for many years now. It's a refreshing take on the Webhead, and Insomniac did wanted to tell their own story here. You meet many characters along the way, like Yuri Watanabe, a cop who works with Spider-Man, MJ, who is a reporter and tries her darndest to tell the truth of every story, with MG sections that can be a chore to get through, but I didn't mind them. Then there's Miles Morales, a new generation of Spider-Man, with Norman Osborn, who is running for mayor in the city of New York. And of course, Silver Sable, one of my favorite characters and the love of my life. She is a badass and threatens you at every chance she gets, but I love that about her. The story and game is not that long. I completed the game within a few days, but that doesn't ruin the game for me. I enjoyed every moment of its set pieces and content. The bosses themselves are great in my opinion. They don't have health bars, but each boss was given a more cinematic approach, which I did like. It felt more grounded, but are easy. I beat each boss quite fast, even on spectacular difficulty. You're faced with quite a few bosses, some even double teaming you, forcing you to pay attention and keep those reflexes sharp. I do think, however, they could have been a bit longer, as each boss battle can be defeated after a few dozen hits and finishers. Does that ruin the bosses for me? No. I still think, as bosses, they serve their purpose and makes Marvel Spider-Man play just like another movie. The game itself runs quite smoothly. I was playing a PS4 version on a PS5, and I had only one crash throughout my entire playthrough, and there can be a few glitches here, like this enemy that got stuck inside the wall. There is some trouble with the camera as it can obscure your view sometimes, but these moments were minor and didn't break my experience. Now let's talk DLC. Each one adds an extra chapter to the Spider-Man story. The City Never Sleeps is a great add-on, but is quite short. You have the Heist, which focuses on Black Cat, a thief that loves to play with Spider-Man, Turf War, which focuses on Hammerhead and Yuri's downfall as she takes matters into her own hands, and Silver Lining, which brings back Silver Sable and her glorious personality as she recovers stolen Sable tech and tries to save her country. Each DLC centers around Spider-Man and his fight with Hammerhead, as each DLC tells its own story, but these DLCs are short, as I completed each one in only 2 hours, maybe more. And that's doing all the side content, like retrieving paintings for our con artists in the Heist, taking down Maja hideouts in Turf War, and recovering Sable supplies from Hammerhead's goons in Silver Lining. And there are the Screwball challenges, but I completely ignored the Screwball challenges because I hate these challenges. First off, they are not fun. Taskmaster's challenges are far more engaging. In the Screwball challenges, you are forced to do these photobombs, which slows down the game and kills the fun, as you are supposed to capture Spider-Man doing something cool or taking out a bomb. These completely kill the momentum of the challenges and are quite annoying. I didn't even bother capturing Screwball because I had no interest in doing these challenges. Why Insomniac had to put her in all 3 DLCs, I'll never know. All I know is that Screwball can screw herself and jump off the Empire State Building. That's how much I hate this character. The DLCs themselves are great as they provide more context to certain characters, but it doesn't do enough to really flesh out these characters, as each DLC is here and gone before you even know it, making the development lackluster and not that involved. Love them or hate them, they are great in their own right. They just don't provide enough to the characters and will fall flat for most people. Overall, Marvel Spider-Man is a great game by itself without the DLCs. It stands alone on its own as a Spider-Man's game, and it gives you tons of action and content for you to enjoy. With the DLCs though, I do think they could have given us more to work with and more character development and less Screwball. In my final score, Marvel Spider-Man by itself is a 10 out of 10 Spider-Box, with one extra point as I am a big fan of Spider-Man. The DLCs though, I'm giving each one a collective 8 out of 10 screwballs. The base game itself is a fantastic joyride from start to finish. The DLCs with a lack of character development and short content doesn't help it stand in with me, as I do think they could have been fleshed out a tiny bit more. I enjoyed Insomniac's take on Spider-Man, and I love Silver Sable. She is the best character. I had a blast playing this game, and I hope you do too, as you take on the city. Thank you for hearing me ramble, and thank you for clicking on my video. Like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye!